I'm Cressy Jackson for Heart of the Home, and today we're going to be making a squash casserole, and we are cooking in the kitchen at the Meadow Event Park. So for this recipe, you would need 3 large yellow squash cut into dice pieces, or you can just cut them into rounds. That's what I prefer. A half or a whole cup of onion, whatever you like, and 1 to 2 cups of shredded cheese. You can do cheddar cheese, you can do any type of cheese that you want. We need 1/2 cup of sour cream and then 1/4 cup of garlic powder. You can also salt and pepper to taste. So the first thing that we will do with this recipe is put a little bit of veggie oil in a skillet, and we are going to start to saute our squash a little bit just until they're tender. This is also the best time, in my opinion, to add your salt and pepper to the squash, so that as it cooks, it collects all of that flavor. This will take about 5 or so minutes to cook down. So meanwhile, we're going to brown our onions in another pan. We are going to use about 3 pieces of butter, 3 to 4. It's around the holiday season, so you can afford 4. Why not? Put this to medium heat and add our onion. I'm using about 1 cup of onions. And we're going to cook them until this is a nice golden brown color. That way, by the time your squash is done, your onion should be done as well. Remember to stir both constantly, just to prevent any pieces from burning too much and to make sure that all of the pieces are evenly cooked. One of the great things about squash is that you can find it all throughout the year in different forms. Right now I am using a summer squash that tends to last pretty long, but you can use butternut squash as the winter progresses, and the recipe will still be great. At this point, we're going to add our garlic to our squash, and you can go ahead and turn it off, as well as turn off your onions. Has a great aroma, the garlic and the squash. And then we're going to start to add the squash to our casserole dish. Doesn't have to be flat or layered in any way. Just lay it on in there. Now we are going to use a mixing bowl to make our cheese and casserole sauce. So what we're going to start with is our 1/2 cup of sour cream. And we're going to add a few onions at a time because you want to prevent your sour cream from curdling due to how hot the onions are. So just a little bit at a time. And mix. And you're only going to use about 1/2 of your onion mixture for this portion, because the other 1/2 you're going to layer right on top of the squash. And then we are just going to first add a little bit of our shredded cheese. All right. And then some of our sour cream mixture. Just a couple of dollops, and then you spread it around a little bit. And you want the majority of this to be in the center of the dish, because as the cheese starts to melt, all of the sour cream is going to melt into the squash and all throughout the dish. Now we're going to add a little bit more of our shredded cheese. And then we're going to add some crushed butter crackers. And then we are going to place it in the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes, or until the crackers and the cheese have melded together and makes a nice golden brown color. We've now taken our squash casserole out of the oven and we've let it cool for about 10 minutes, so now it's time to slice and serve. This is a fantastic recipe to serve around the holidays as a side dish as well. A little bit more. I'm Caressa Jackson. This is Squash Casserole. For Heart of the Home, come and get it.
Recipes from the Heart of the Home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafarmbureau.org.